Today's video, I am reviewing a very interesting camera, the new Insta360 X3. Now this is my first 360 camera, and so far it has been a fantastic experience. This is the camera right here on Insta360's more affordable selfie stick. They have like a 10-foot one that's like $100, and this one was like $15, and it extends a good distance. I got a lot of range trying to include it in the shot. So the cool thing about the Insta360 is it will remove the selfie stick. So you get this really cool floating camera shot. And like I said, it's a 360 camera, so it's capturing everything around it, which is the big selling point as to why I got this camera over any of the newer GoPros. And it's got a fairly reasonable price tag. At a little over $500, it captures 5.7K 360 spherical images, and it comes with a free software that you can either use on your phone or your computer that lets you edit it in real time. The phone app is actually really intuitive, and I wish that the desktop app was a little bit closer to that, but all in all, it's a great experience editing this footage, and I was able to get the hang of editing the 360 shots super easily. Now this isn't a camera that fits into my production company's camera line. Its quality isn't good enough for client standards in my opinion, but it allows for very creative, interesting shots, and it serves as a good enough camera for me capturing my memories with my vlogs, and those are linked down below. And I've been using it a lot when I ride my scooter around, and I've gotten some cool shots because of the fact that it's a 360 camera. So I'm getting B-roll of me on my scooter, and I've had red-tailed hawks fly right in front of my scooter, and because it's capturing everything around, I've been able to flip the camera around and show that image to my audience. And to capture those memories and not worry about where the camera's pointed and moving it around and getting a bunch of different angles, I've been able to be in the moment more, which is the huge selling point for this camera, because when I'm vlogging, I like to try and stay present in the moment. And if I have to deal with my big cinema cameras every time I want to vlog something, I often will not vlog the experience. So that was the big selling point on this camera. Now, I'm not saying the image quality isn't good enough to be used as a one-off shots in your productions. The shots you can get with it are incredible. You can mimic drone shots, you can mount this safely to a car and know that you're getting smooth, stable, usable footage, and it's so light you're not gonna worry about it falling off. I've had a cinema camera fall off of a chase car before, and that is never a fun experience. The headache of going through insurance and breaking that camera, ooh, that was painful. The other big selling point for me on this camera was the fact that it was waterproof. I like to go paddleboarding, and being able to just forget about recording and have this record 360 degrees and just focusing on being out there in nature has been fantastic. Went out with my friend Brian to test this out on the water, and I was able to capture everything just fine without worrying about breaking the camera. Now underwater, the footage isn't great. You really, without the dive enclosure, can't use the 360 image. It works great as just an action camera, but when it's trying to stitch together the two images, because each side is capturing an image, when it's stitching those together underwater, because there's a magnification ratio underwater, it loses some of the image. So because of that, I do not recommend just getting this as your underwater camera. If you want to use it in the water, you can use it like a GoPro, not capturing 360 images, like I said, and it's fantastic. It's waterproof up to 30 feet, I believe. I took it into the springs. It was fun to just have. It is not the best quality once again, but it's good enough. It shoots in its own log picture profile, which is a flat picture profile, giving you a little bit more creative freedom. And Insta360 is nice enough to give you LUTs to correct it if you don't know how to color grade. The LUTs are kind of GoPro-y looking. I don't know how else to describe it. I definitely don't use the LUTs because it's hard for me to get it to match my higher quality footage, but it's a good starting point for people. Now, I have been using this for a couple months. It's been a really solid camera. When I walk through airports and stuff like that, I love just having it and walking out and knowing that I'm capturing stuff. So I'm walking around, I know that I'm in the shot, I know everything in front of me is in the shot, and I can just focus on being there. So big selling point for this, if you guys are looking for a technical review, this camera's been out for a while and there's a lot of good ones, but I love Casey Neistat's video on this camera because he shows the weird shots that it can get. And at the end of the day, it doesn't need to be the highest quality footage if it gets a shot. If it can get a shot that no other camera can get, it's a fantastic tool. Because at the end of the day, these are tools, and when you go out, you want to explore, you want to travel, you want to capture, this fits that criteria perfectly. Until the next video, I'll see you guys around.